A wonderful Sunday evening to you from the KXAN Live studios. I'm Billy Gates, and this is Nick's first warning with, of course, the one and only, if I can find the button, Nick Bannon here, KXAN meteorologist. And Nick, we're talking about something that's very polarizing today.
Yes.
People either love it or they hate it. And that's baseball right there.
They love or hate baseball.
They love or hate baseball. No, they don't. They do. Now, we're talking about daylight savings time.
Yeah.
And I'll let Nick take it away here while I get the right stuff in there for you. So hang on one second. Nick?
Sure.
Kind of give the folks just sort of like the basics on daylight savings time here real quick.
Yeah, daylight saving time begins in 1 week, Billy. And, hey, baseball season is here.
I'm losing it.
And it's a Sunday evening where we're having some fun with the buttons here. But yes, daylight saving time officially begins next Sunday morning, March 10th, when 2 a.m. jumps to 3 a.m. You miss out on that 2 to 3 o'clock hour. And we spring forward. You lose an hour of sleep. So mark this in your calendar. 1 week away. Next Saturday, the sun rises at next Sunday, the sun rises at 7:46. But it doesn't set until 7:36. So let's talk about what impact we see from the switch over to daylight saving time. Next Saturday, the sun sets at a relatively early 6:35. It gets dark, or just about. But then on Sunday, after we add an hour, or shift time, as it were, the sun sets 1 hour and 1 minute later at 7:36 in the evening. We're gaining a little under 2 minutes of daylight every day this time of year. So that's factored in here, which is why it's just not a simple, clean 1 hour later. But yes, next Sunday, 7:36 sunset. The first 8 o'clock sunset of the year is April 17th. And the latest sunsets of the year begin just after the summer solstice there on June 22nd, where we get 8:36 sunsets, Billy.
Now that I have the right graphics in there and everything, this show can only go up from here, folks. Thanks for hanging with us. And the trade-off with the later nights, at least for a little bit, are kind of the darker mornings.
Right, and you'll have to be prepared for that, especially if you've got kids in school that go to school relatively early. Sunrise is going to jump about an hour earlier beginning next Sunday. Sunset this coming Saturday, sunrise I should say, is 6:47 in the morning. But then next Sunday, the sun rises at 7:46, so 59 minutes later. So that means if you're driving the kids to school and school starts at, say, 7:30, it's still going to be pretty dark for your kids, especially if they're waiting for the bus. They may be waiting for the bus in the dark. But it is the time of year where our sunsets get later and our sunrises continue to generally get later. So we'll continue to see the sun rising earlier and earlier. So that 7:46 sunrise on March 10th is about as early as our sunrise gets. And then we quickly see the sun rising earlier. In fact, by April 18th, the sun is back to rising before 7 in the morning again. And then by June 5th, the earliest sunrise of daylight saving time at 6:28. So those a period of earliest sunrises begins on June 5th. That lasts for about 10 days or so before the sun starts to rise a little bit later again, Billy.
Personally, I am a daylight saving time fan. I love the sun. I love longer days. You get outside, you get to do more stuff. I mean, you know, and that's just me. I know there's some people who are very against it and like want to go standard time all the time. And I know that's like a big debate, like whether or not people should use daylight savings time or just stick with standard or the other way around. Sometimes it's pretty wild how passionate folks are about daylight saving time.
Well, remember too, if we stuck with standard time all year, our days would still get longer this time of year. We just wouldn't get that benefit in the evening of that
Right.
much later sunset.
Right.
But on the flip side, if we had standard time all year, we would have the mornings sort of in the mid-spring not be quite as dark, which of course would be beneficial for those of you with kids or those of you that like getting up early in the morning. So, I see the benefits on both sides. Mm-hmm. What is happening either way, whether we do daylight saving time or not, but of course this year we are, is the day length will continue to get longer. Today's length, roughly 11 hours and 39 minutes of daylight in Austin. And right near, in fact, just before the spring equinox, we'll reach that 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of nighttime equilibrium there. And then the longest day of the year for us here in Austin, as well as anywhere in the Northern Hemisphere, June 20th, 14 hours, 6 minutes of daylight there. So, a good 2 hours and 25 minutes or so more daylight than what we're experiencing here today. And then the shortest day of the whole year in the Northern Hemisphere is the beginning of winter, the first day of winter, which this year falls on December 21st. So whether we're shifting daylight around or not, we're still expecting days to continue to get longer and our nights to continue to get shorter. A sure sign that spring and summer right around the corner, Billy.
And that's what I like to hear.
And baseball season.
And clearly baseball season is in full swing because we have video of it.
Exactly.
That folks watching Nick's First Warning got to see a little bit of.
Yeah. We're branching out.
But, that's my other job here is I do I do a sports live stream too on Mondays.
Yeah.
So
well, now you've done it. You've combined them into one.
I have successfully combined my two passions, live streaming both weather and sports, into the same show.
Very good.
I'm glad you all could see it.
Yeah. So we'll leave you with this next Sunday, but more likely the following Monday, March 11th, you will be more tired because you will have felt like you lost an hour of sleep. We can't forget about that. But, hey, you get to enjoy more time in the light in the evening, and that's always nice.
It is. It is. And for any weather updates, anytime, anywhere, stick with KXAN.com. You can always catch us on air. KXAN, we're at channel 36 over the air. And with that, we'll end it here. Thank you so much for watching Nick's First Warning. For Nick Bannon, I'm Billy Gates, and we will talk to you again very soon.